We have the two world champions here today. Brad Lackey and Danny Laporte have joined us. We got something special for them later today. But I would like to have a guy that I really respect and a great guy that started all the moto journalism and TV. This guy right here, Larry Myers, to introduce our champions.
I don't know why I had these guys are a lot older than I am. So it's just difficult for me to understand how I get this honor. I want to just call special attention to these two guys because of what they did. You know, it's just pretty phenomenal. And Brad, whatever made you leave the U.S. and chase that European title? I mean, you were here and you were cleaning up on the competition, and you could have made probably a lot more money staying in the United States, but you went to Europe instead.
The arrest warrant for what made him leave.
In Ohio, I have two of those. Anyway, no, the Europeans came over here and they kicked our butts so soundly at every race I was at when I was a kid growing up. You know, Joel and Rod and those guys, and I couldn't believe the difference. You know, I thought we were, you know, okay, right? You know, we didn't have the great equipment and stuff, but there was such a difference of level of how good they were compared to us that always stuck in my mind. And I figured, well, okay, I got to go over there and learn what they know, because obviously nobody here could do that. And by going to Europe early, actually, I got my first possibility to go to Europe was right here at Unadilla. This is the track that gave me the opportunity to go to Europe and ride for CZ, and then eventually stay there and win the World Championship. So I got a lot of roots here in town, and it's a special place for me. But it's just the level of competition. They just were so much better. I had to figure out why, and you know, it took way longer than I thought it would to get that.
It took not many years for Laporte to go over there and explain it to you.
Yeah, no, you were right. I was nervous, but I didn't start training the week before.
Once I convinced Laporte to get a real tat.
For me, what happens here at these vintage events, it just, every time I see somebody doing that, it brings back another memory of what it was like back in the day. And I wouldn't trade back in the day for anything, because it was absolutely the time to be in. It was just when things were, as far as I'm concerned, sure we struggled with a lot, but it was awesome.
Chances in this. The rest of the guys are riding an exhibition, and Cooper riding an exhibition of how fast can I go.
This is Alex Moraz. Now, Alex is a guy that has this Legends display over here, the traveling display. He's the guy that deserves a hand for dragging these guys all around the country. Alex, thank you very much, buddy. A pair of world champions, ladies and gentlemen. Brad Lackey in the 500cc class. And Danny Laporte in the 250cc class. And I asked, you may have not heard, I asked this question of Danny earlier, because Brad did win the World Championship like 2 weeks before Danny won his World Championship, and you were able to go to the race where Brad was competing and watched him win his championship. You didn't have that 250 wrapped up then, did you?
No, my GP was the next weekend, actually. So I had that weekend off. We had no race, so I wanted to go see Brad win the title. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it would have been great if it was the other way around, but he won the weekend before I did. But it was great, and Brad was really great. I hung out with them all and partied, so we had a really great time, great memories.
But the fact is, you did go to his race, and he didn't go to yours.
Oh, well, yeah, but I can understand why, because he was...
I'm just going to leave it there and let people think he's a bad guy. That's the way to go.
Yeah, okay, he was a real good kid.
Airtime, Guy Cooper, ladies and gentlemen. I thought that Lachine would cut the course and catch up with you.
I was wondering about that. He was catching me, though, at the end.
Yeah, you let off. He says you let off. Did you lead off, or did you let off or not?
He wanted me. I think he wanted part of that. So
he was slowing down so he could do a bigger cross up over there in front. I'm perfectly happy to talk, as anybody that knows me knows. And the throttle twisting is done for the day, probably for another couple of years.
When's the last time you raced?
I threw a leg over a motorcycle in September of 2011.
Will you come back and do something like this again, though?
Oh, yeah.
You're having a good time here.
Next time I'll practice.
These guys, you know what? Y'all are having a good time. I'm having a good time. I'll guarantee you, these guys are having just as good a time as any of us. The reminiscing that's going on back in the pits, and we'd invite you to stop over at the Legends trailer because you can be part of all that. They're signing autographs just on a... Whoever happens to be there with a pen or something to sign, they'll sign it and they'll kibitz with you all day, and they're fun to talk with. Glad you gained it up here, Roy.
Thanks a lot, Larry. Had a good time.